This is a story of a fallen angel named Tyrael, who descends from the high heavens to investigate a new evil that threatens Sanctuary. As Tyrael searches for answers, he discovers a figure known as the Dark Prophet, who seeks to summon a demon lord called Malagant to Sanctuary. Tyrael seeks the aid of the Nephilem to stop the cult and prevent the demon lord's summoning. To do so, they must gather the fragments of the shattered Black Soulstone and reforge it to imprison Malagant. However, as they gather the fragments, Tyrael begins to feel the weight of the prime evil's sins bearing down on him, and he fears he may fall from grace. The Nephilim vow to aid Tyrael in his struggle as they continue their quest to reforge the Black Soulstone. In the high heavens, the angelic council convened, its members concerned about the growing darkness on Sanctuary. Among them was Tyrael, the Archangel of Justice, who had long observed humanity with a mix of admiration and worry. The angelic host had been victorious in their previous battles against the prime evils, but the balance between the high heavens and the burning hells was always fragile. Tyrael sensed a new threat, one that was not only sinister but also elusive. As the council debated, Tyrael's thoughts turned to the Nephilim, the powerful offspring of angels and demons who had defied both heaven and hell to save Sanctuary. He had seen the potential in these beings who could wield the powers of both light and darkness. But he also understood the grave risks their existence pose. With a heavy heart, Tyrael made a decision. His duty was to protect the balance, and if that meant stepping into the mortal realm once more, so be it. He would investigate the source of this new evil, even if it meant leaving the high heavens behind. Descending from the heavens, Tyrael took on a mortal form, his once radiant wings now tattered and worn. He arrived in the city of Westmart, a bustling metropolis that stood as a testament to the resilience of humanity. It was here that he would begin his search for answers, though he knew not where to start. Tyrael wandered the city, cloaked in the guise of a wandering scholar. He spent his days in Westmark's libraries, poring over ancient tomes, and his nights in the taverns, listening intently to the tales of travelers from far-off lands. Among the countless stories of heroes and monsters, Tyrael began to notice a pattern. There were whispers of a cult operating in the shadows, led by a mysterious figure known only as the Dark Prophet. This cult, it seemed, was attempting to summon a powerful demon to Sanctuary, one that could potentially tip the scales in favor of the burning hells. With renewed purpose, Tyrael set out to track down this cult and put an end to their sinister plans. His search led him deep into the heart of Westmark, where he discovered a hidden temple dedicated to the Dark Prophet. There, he found evidence of their true intentions, to summon a demon lord known as Malagant, a being so powerful it could bring about the end of Sanctuary. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Tyrael sought out the aid of the Nephilim, who had proven themselves capable allies in the past. He found them scattered across Sanctuary, each pursuing their own path. But as they heard Tyrael's plea, they set aside their individual quests and united once more to face this new threat. Together, they journeyed to the hidden temple, where they found the cultists in the midst of their dark ritual. The Nephilim fought valiantly, cutting down the cultists and disrupting their summoning. But despite their efforts, Malagant was able to manifest in Sanctuary, though in a weakened state. As the demon lord roared in defiance, Tyrael knew that they had little time. Malagant would only grow stronger, and soon, not even the combined might of the Nephilim could stand against him. They needed a way to banish him before he could regain his full power. The answer, Tyrael realized, lay in the remnants of the Black Soulstone, which had once contained the prime evils themselves. Though shattered, the Soulstone's essence remained, and if they could somehow reforge it, they could imprison Malagant once more. And so, Tyrael and the Nephilim set out to gather the fragments of the Black Soulstone, venturing into the far reaches of Sanctuary to face the monsters and fiends that guarded them. Along the way, they encountered the spirits of the prime evils, who sought to manipulate them and turn them against one another. But the Nephilim proved resilient, and with Tyrael's guidance, they resisted the temptations of the primevals. One by one, they recovered the Soulstone fragments, and as they did, they began to sense a change in Tyrael himself. The power of the Black Soulstone took a heavy toll on Tyrael. As they gathered the fragments, he began to feel the weight of the primeval's sins bearing down upon him. His once unwavering resolve began to falter, and he struggled to maintain his grip on the light. In a rare moment of vulnerability, Tyrael confided in the Nephilem. He feared that by taking on the burden of the Soulstone, he had doomed himself to fall from grace, just as Inarius and Imperius had before him. The Nephilem, understanding the gravity of their friend's plight, vowed to aid Tyrael in his struggle, even as they continued their quest to reforge the Black Soulstone. With the fragments in their possession, the Nephilem sought out the aid of the last remaining Horadrim, Zoltan Kull. Though the enigmatic mage had betrayed them in the past, they believed his knowledge of the Soulstone's creation could help them restore it. Reluctantly, Zoltan Kull agreed, seeing an opportunity to redeem himself in their eyes. As the Black Soulstone was reforged, Tyrael's condition grew more dire. The sins of the primevals threatened to consume him, and he found himself on the brink of falling from grace. Sensing his vulnerability, the spirits of the primevals sought to exploit it, whispering dark temptations in his ear. But the Nephilem refused to abandon Tyrael. They stood by his side, offering him their unwavering support even as they prepared to confront Malagant. And in their darkest hour, a glimmer of hope emerged. The spirit of Malthael, the fallen Archangel of wisdom, appeared to them. Malthael, who had once been Tyrael's mentor and friend, had come to offer guidance in their time of need. He revealed a hidden truth, that the Black Soulstone could not only imprison Malagant but also purge the primeval's sins from Tyrael, if he were willing to confront his own darkness. With Malthael's guidance and the Black Soulstone now restored, Tyrael and the Nephilem confronted Malagant in a climactic battle. The Demon Lord, having regained much of his strength, proved a formidable foe, but the Nephilem fought with all their might. As the battle raged, Tyrael faced his own inner demons, struggling to resist the corrupting influence of the primevals. With the Nephilem's encouragement and Malthael's wisdom, Tyrael found the strength to purge the darkness within him and embrace the light once more. Seizing the opportunity, the Nephilem used the Black Soulstone to imprison Malagant, banishing him from Sanctuary and averting the apocalypse. The battle was won, but Tyrael knew that the struggle between good and evil would never truly end. In the aftermath of their victory, Tyrael and the Nephilem returned to Westmarch, where they were hailed as heroes. Tyrael, having faced his darkest fears and reclaimed his place as the Archangel of Justice, vowed to remain vigilant, ever watchful for new threats to the balance. The Nephilem, too, understood that their duty to Sanctuary was far from over. As long as darkness existed, they would stand as its guardians, ready to defend the world they love. And so, as the sun set on the city of Westmarch, Tyrael and the Nephilem looked out over the horizon, knowing that their trials had only just begun. But together, they would face whatever challenges the future held, united by their shared purpose and the bonds of friendship that had been forged in the fires of battle. Tyrael, now burdened with the weight of the primeval's sins, struggled to maintain his hold on the light. The Nephilem, who had become his friends, offered to aid him in his struggle. With their help, they managed to gather the fragments of the Black Soulstone and sought the aid of the last remaining Horadrim, Zoltan Kull. Despite his past betrayal, Zoltan Kull agreed to help them reforge the Soulstone. Together, they managed to reforge the Soulstone, which they used to banish Malagant once more. However, the experience had changed Tyrael. He knew that his struggle was not over, but he was no longer alone. With the Nephilem by his side, Tyrael vowed to protect Sanctuary from all threats, no matter the cost.